The truth you never wanted to hear. What if everything you've believed about yourself is wrong? What if you're not lazy? What if the problem isn't your motivation, your discipline, or even your intelligence? What if the real enemy has been quietly stealing your life? One notification, one scroll, one distraction at a time? Think about it. You wake up with good intentions. You tell yourself that today will be different. Today, you'll finally start that project. Hit the gym, read that book, build that business, or chase the dream you've been talking about for years. But before you know it, you check your phone. Just for a minute. One notification becomes 5. One video becomes 10. 1 minute becomes an hour. And somehow, another day disappears. Then the guilt arrives. You look at successful people and ask yourself, why can't I be like them? You call yourself lazy. You promise that tomorrow will be different, but tomorrow looks exactly like today. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. Laziness isn't usually the problem. Your attention has been trained to chase the easiest reward. Every time you unlock your phone, your brain receives a tiny reward. Every time you refresh social media, your brain hopes for something new. A message, a like, a funny video, a shocking headline. Your brain begins to crave novelty instead of progress. And slowly, without realizing it, difficult work starts feeling impossible. Not because you're weak, not because you're incapable, because you've unknowingly trained your mind to expect constant stimulation. This is why sitting quietly with your thoughts feels uncomfortable. This is why reading a book for 20 minutes feels harder than watching 20 short videos. This is why building your future feels boring compared to endless entertainment. The scary part. Most people never notice what's happening. They don't realize they're losing their attention. They don't realize they're giving away the most valuable asset they'll ever own: time. Because attention decides where your time goes, and where your time goes, your life follows. Imagine your attention as a flashlight. Whatever it shines on grows stronger. If it shines on learning, you grow. If it shines on discipline, you improve. If it shines on distractions, distractions become your identity. Here's the dangerous part. Nobody forces you to waste your life. Nobody ties you to your phone. Nobody makes you procrastinate. The prison has no walls. It's built from habits, small habits, silent habits. The habit of checking your phone every few minutes. The habit of avoiding discomfort. The habit of choosing easy over meaningful. At first, they seem harmless. Months later, they become your lifestyle. Years later, they become your future. The tragedy isn't that people fail. The tragedy is that many never even discover what they were capable of becoming, not because they lacked talent, because they never protected their focus long enough to use it. Success has never belonged only to the smartest people. It belongs to those who can stay focused when everyone else is distracted. The world has changed. Years ago, people fought for land. Today, companies fight for your attention. Every notification is competing for your focus. Every app wants 1 more minute of your day, because your attention is valuable. If billion-dollar companies are spending billions to keep you distracted, don't you think your attention is worth protecting? Ask yourself one question. When was the last time you sat alone, without music, without your phone, without opening another app, without reaching for instant entertainment, just you and your thoughts? For many people, that silence has become unbearable, not because silence is painful, because distraction has become addictive, and addictions don't always look like drugs. Sometimes they look like comfort. Sometimes they look like scrolling. Sometimes they look like waiting for tomorrow. But tomorrow never arrives, only today exists. And every day you choose distraction over purpose. You quietly vote for the life you say you don't want. The good news? If your habits trained your brain into distraction, new habits can train it back toward focus. Your mind isn't broken, it has simply been conditioned. And what has been conditioned can be changed. But change begins with one decision: to stop lying to yourself, to stop calling yourself lazy, and to finally face the real enemy: distraction, the cost of a distracted life. Now that you've seen the real enemy, there's another truth you need to hear. Distraction doesn't steal your future all at once. It steals it one decision at a time. Nobody wakes up one morning and suddenly realizes they've wasted 5 years. It happens slowly. One skipped workout, one unfinished book, one postponed business idea, one more episode, one more scroll, one more excuse. And before you know it, months have disappeared. The painful part isn't losing one day. It's repeating the same day hundreds of times. Think about the person you wanted to become 5 years ago. Were they stronger, healthier, more confident, more disciplined? Did they have bigger dreams than the person you see in the mirror today? Now ask yourself another question. What stopped them? Was it really a lack of ability, or was it the constant habit of choosing comfort over growth? Comfort is dangerous because it never announces itself as danger. It whispers, "It can wait. You deserve a break. Start tomorrow. You've got plenty of time." And every time you believe those words, comfort grows stronger while your future grows weaker. The world celebrates big moments: the promotion, the 6-figure business, the incredible transformation. But nobody sees the thousands of ordinary moments that created those results: the early mornings, the uncomfortable choices, the days when motivation was completely gone, but discipline showed up anyway. That's the difference. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. Feelings come and go. Decisions build your future. Here's something most people never realize. Your brain isn't trying to help you become successful. It's trying to keep you safe. And to your brain, safe often means familiar. Even if your current habits are hurting you, they're familiar. That's why change feels uncomfortable. Not because it's wrong, because it's new. Every time you try to focus instead of checking your phone, your brain searches for the reward it's used to receiving. That's why you feel restless. That's why you suddenly remember something important. That's why you convince yourself to check just one notification. But it was never about that notification. It was about the habit. Habits become invisible. You don't notice them anymore, just like you don't think about brushing your teeth or tying your shoes. Your distractions have become automatic. The good news is that automatic habits can be replaced, not overnight, but one choice at a time. Imagine 2 people waking up tomorrow morning. The first person reaches for their phone before they even get out of bed. They spend 30 minutes consuming other people's lives before thinking about their own. The second person leaves the phone alone. They drink water, move their body, read 10 pages, write down one goal, spend a few quiet minutes thinking instead of consuming. At the end of that day, the difference between those 2 people seems tiny. After 1 week, it's still small. After 1 month, it's noticeable. After 1 year, they're living completely different lives. Success is rarely created by one massive breakthrough. It's created by thousands of tiny decisions that nobody applauds. That's why discipline feels boring, because greatness is built in moments that look ordinary. There's no dramatic music when you choose to study instead of scroll. No audience clapping when you wake up early. No trophy for keeping the promises you made to yourself. But those invisible victories become visible results. Here's another mistake people make. They wait until they feel inspired. They believe successful people wake up every day full of energy and excitement. The truth is far less glamorous. Successful people often don't feel like doing the work either. The difference is simple. They don't negotiate with themselves. They don't ask, "Do I feel motivated today?" They ask, "What needs to be done?" And then they do it. Because every promise you keep to yourself strengthens your identity. Every promise you break weakens it. Eventually, you become the person your habits prove you are, not the person you hope to become, not the person you post about online, the person your daily actions reveal. So stop chasing motivation. Start protecting your attention. Protect the first hour of your morning. Protect your evenings. Protect your focus, like your future depends on it. Because it does. Remember this, your phone is a tool. It should never become your master. Technology isn't the enemy. Unconscious use of technology is. Use it to create instead of consume. Use it to learn instead of escape. Use it to build instead of hide. Every minute you reclaim from distraction is another brick in the life you're trying to build. And one day, people will look at your success and call you disciplined. They'll never see the thousands of moments when you chose purpose over comfort, but you'll know, because those quiet decisions changed everything. The life you still have time to build. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. There are two versions of you standing in front of each other. The first version continued living exactly
the way you are today. They kept waiting for motivation. They kept saying, "I'll start tomorrow." They kept choosing comfort over growth. 5 years passed. Their dreams didn't disappear overnight. They faded one excuse at a time. Now look at the second version. This person wasn't perfect. They still had bad days. They still felt fear. They still struggled with doubt. But every single day, they made one decision. They refused to let distraction control their future. One workout became a stronger body. One chapter became knowledge. 1 hour of focused work became a business. One difficult conversation became confidence. One disciplined day became a disciplined life. That's how transformation really happens. Not through one magical morning, not through one motivational video, not through waiting until you finally feel ready. Transformation begins the moment you stop making excuses that your future has to pay for. The truth is, your future self is watching every decision you make today. Every time you choose distraction, you're borrowing happiness from tomorrow. Every time you choose discipline, you're investing in a life you'll be proud to live. Think about that. Your future isn't something waiting for you. Your future is something you're creating right now, with every choice, every habit, every hour. The person you become isn't decided by luck. It's decided by what you repeatedly do when no one is watching. Because character is built in private. Success is earned in silence. Greatness grows in moments the world never sees. One day, people will call you lucky. They'll see the results, they'll admire the confidence, they'll respect the discipline. But they won't see the mornings when you wanted to quit. They won't see the nights when nobody believed in you. They won't see the hundreds of times you chose purpose over pleasure. And that's okay, because this journey was never about proving anything to them. It was about proving something to yourself. That you are stronger than your excuses, that your focus is more powerful than your distractions, that your dreams deserve more than empty promises. Remember, you don't need another Monday. You don't need another New Year's resolution. You don't need another motivational quote saved on your phone. You need one decision, one honest decision to stop running from discomfort, to stop escaping into endless entertainment, to stop letting algorithms decide how your life is spent. Take back your attention, because attention is your greatest currency. You can always make more money, you can build another business, you can buy another house, but you'll never get today back. This moment, right now, will never exist again. So ask yourself one final question. If nothing changes, where will you be 1 year from today? And more importantly, if you finally change today, how different could your life become? The answer isn't hidden inside another video. It isn't waiting inside another book. It isn't locked inside someone else's advice. The answer is waiting inside your next decision. Maybe this video wasn't meant to motivate you. Maybe it was meant to wake you up. Because motivation fades, but awareness changes everything. The moment you become aware of the trap, you can choose to walk out of it. Starting today, protect your mornings, protect your focus, protect your peace, protect your future. Every time your hand reaches for your phone without a reason, pause. Ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to the life I want, or further away? That single question has the power to change everything. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined by yesterday's mistakes. You are defined by the choices you make from this moment forward. The world doesn't need another distracted person living below their potential. It needs someone willing to do the hard things, someone willing to stay focused when everyone else is scrolling, someone willing to become an example instead of another statistic. Why shouldn't that person be you? Today is your opportunity. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because every great life begins with one ordinary decision: to stop making excuses and start becoming the person you were always capable of being. Now put the phone down, stand up, take one action, not later, right now. Your future is waiting. Don't keep it waiting.